Hey guys, Tony here. So one thing that I did want to talk about is that recent news on Dollar Tree. It actually ended up moving pretty hard to the upside, and then dropping because so Dollar Tree will sell higher priced items, but costs are a concern. So they're gonna start selling things that are actually over $1. So technically they're not Dollar Tree anymore, more like $1.50 store. But after the news came out, you had a slight drop off on Dollar Tree to around $94, and I actually think this is a really good pickup, strictly because that I think that Dollar Tree is still going to be doing the volume that they're regularly doing. They've been consistently, they've been trading sideways essentially for the last 5 years, but I don't think that them putting price up is necessarily bad. I think it's actually really good for the revenue. I still think they're going to get the same amount of volume into their store, with generally just higher increased revenue. Probably, I don't want to say about profit, but generally I think the revenue is going to go up because of that increase. But if this isn't a clear sign of inflation, I don't know what is. The fact that Dollar Tree is actually saying that prices are of concern and they have to increase their what was essentially a static price that kind of branded their store. It tells you how big inflation is actually turning out to be, and how how the supply chain is affecting everybody, as far as whether they are limited by the whole thing that's going on with the supply chain, whether it's actually inflation. I personally think it is inflation, but it can also come into factor with the supply chain. So there's still a lot of things that have to be figured out. I think it's a little bit of both, especially with how much money got printed in the last year and a half, 2 years. Like 40% of all US money got printed in the last year and a half, right? So I definitely think it's inflation. I definitely think it's supply issues. I think it's both. I don't think it's just one. And there's actually a sandwich. This is kind of irrelevant, but there's actually a sandwich that I buy from my dad from Walmart, and it's an Italian sub. And me and my wife always order from Instacart, and my wife was like, hey, she was like, it wasn't this sandwich like $4 something, $5? And I was like, yeah, what's up? And she's like, this sandwich is now $6. So it's definitely affecting regular market chains like Walmart, with price increases like this, right? Especially to food. And even when we go out, we notice that food is a lot more expensive, more so than it was before. And we actually thought that before, food was generally getting expensive. McDonald's for 2 people is now $25. Every single thing fast food is getting extremely expensive, especially if you just order regular combos, right? So again, I do think we are looking to have pretty bad inflation, maybe in the future, and Dollar Tree is a really good example of that. Unfortunately, it's just been trading sideways. It's been trading up, for the most part. If Dollar Tree has to come back down, I'd say right now it's creating really good support at 95. It already went down to like 84, whatever. Retested support back here from 2018 and bounced off. So, I think for the most part, Dollar Tree is not going to really move heavy on the upside, but I think it is going to increase the revenue, maybe not necessarily the profit, but yeah, inflation definitely seems to be a problem, especially when Dollar Tree is increasing their prices and they're starting to sell things above $1. And next time you're out and about, try to remember how much you used to pay for something, and then look at how much you're paying for it now. Because if something went up 50 cents, maybe $1, depending on what it is, that's inflation. So again, not too much of a post on Dollar Tree. This is more of a inflationary post on, hey, start looking at your surroundings, look to see if things are actually more expensive than what they should be, how much they were before, how much they've changed, what the percentage of changes, and try to figure out if there's like a certain sector or a certain category of things that have gone up over others, and then try to figure out why, right? That's kind of what macroeconomics is, right? It's trying to figure out if there's like if one thing changes, why did it change, how much did it change, compared to others, and then what will change next because of that. And it's kind of using like a domino effect of, okay, this is happening, what else can happen and what are the next 10 things that can possibly happen because this happened. So I know it's a little bit of a more of a complex theory, but you know, something to think about. Dollar Tree raising their prices, inflation, supply chain issues. Oof, a lot of things going on, man. I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.